नहीं देखे जाओ, क्लास चल रही। नहीं देखे जाओ। Yes, so good evening to all of you. Can you all hear me? Is my voice audible to all? Okay, great. So today's class is on human resource management. By the way, yesterday somebody of you have given the feedback that I go on very fast in the class. So I keep on asking you in between also that if you feel like that I am going a little bit fast in the class, you can let me know between the class so that I can slow down my speed. I am going fast in class on those subtopics where things are being repeated. So I think Rinin has given this feedback that I go very fast in the class. So if anybody of you feel like that I am going very fast in the class, do let me know so that I can slow down my speed. I keep on asking you people if there is any problem you are facing, anything which you are not able to understand, so that you can let me know. Yes, Rinin, I think you have given this feedback. I'll confirm who has given this feedback to me. So don't hesitate in asking the problems. I mean, if you face any problems, do let me know. I'm there to help you out. So, total quality management feedbacks. Just a second. No, Renan has not given this feedback. Sorry. No, Renan, the feedback from your side is okay. Not a problem. Jiju is there. Jiju. Yes, Jiju, you have given this feedback to me yesterday. Tell me, Jiju, any issues, any concerns? Okay, actually, Jiju, I'm steady on those parts where I feel like that things are being repetitive, things are being repeating itself. So, anyways, it's good that you have raised your concern. I'll take care of it, Jiju. Okay, Pio is saying audio not clear, sir. Audio is not clear today or yesterday? Now, Rezi says clear. What about others? Is my audio clear to all? Okay, everybody else has clear. What about Pio? You check it at your end. From my end, it seems to some external sound also. But from other people, students, they have no problem. Some other sound of a fan is running in my room where I am sitting right now. A fan is there. Just a second, let me slow down the speed of that sound. Now it is okay. You now it is okay, the sound? Okay. You check it at your end once. I think there is some problem with your end. So, our today's class is on change management. Change is a very big factor in today's present scenario. Change is happening everywhere. New technologies are coming, infrastructure changing, economy changing, people's thinking are changing. So change is the truth of life. So if everywhere there is a changing taking place, definitely in organizations also changes takes place. So this is our today's class. What is change management? What are the limitations of change management? What types of changes are there? What are the challenges faced in the change management? What is the process of change? So what are the interventions in the change management? This is our today's topic. Because we have to cope up with change, and if we have to survive in today's corporate world, or not in corporate world, anywhere in any part of life, we have to keep on learning, keep on growing ourselves. I'll just play one video for you in the starting, a small video, in which you will come to know about the change management. Then I'll start up with the class. seeing this video, I think something is clear what exactly is our today's class, change management. Do you understand something from this video? Anybody of you? The video is good, that is okay. But what about, do you get the feel what is change management? Anybody of you? Can you all hear me? Yes. So change management means that in organizations there is a new technologies are coming, new business models are coming, new customer demands are coming. So you have to continuously revise your business models, your business strategies as per the requirements of the changing scenario. You have to ready with the change. You cannot avoid the change because change is happening for the betterment. So what are the challenges which comes during change management? What are the challenges we are facing when change management comes? Certainly the persons or the people or the employees who are working in the organization, they are continuously doing certain things from say last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or probably more. They have been told by your managers that boss, the new technology is coming, we will be scrapping this particular technology and you have to adapt this new technology. Now suddenly everybody gets shocked in the organization. My God, new technology is coming, how shall we can learn? Well, it's very difficult, please keep it. Now employees will give the excuses that we want to continue with the same technology, just upgrade this technology, do so and so things. So at times it is very challenging for the change to happen. How change can be taken care? First, there should be a transparency between the managers and their subordinates and their team members, number one. Then team members should also be involved in decision making process. Then whatever advancements or whatever projects the team is getting successfully completed, they should celebrate together. So when you start involving your juniors, your subordinates into the decision making process, suddenly they will try, their mentality will change and they will try to feel why change is happening, because people will not accept the change because they don't know the reason why change is happening. If you know the reason that change is happening for the betterment of the company, for you, then definitely everybody will enjoy the change. So it's better to involve your subordinates, your juniors, your team members more and more into the decision making process. When you start taking these kind of steps, definitely they will enjoy the change and change will happen in the company without getting into any kind of chaos, without getting into any kind of problems, without getting into any kind of disturbances. So this is how change takes place within the organization. Okay? Clear to all now, Michelle? Any questions, anybody? Okay. Now let's start with the PPT. Managing change. It's not so much that we are afraid of change or so in love with our old ways, but it's the place in between that we fear. It's like being between trapezes. It's Linus when his blanket is in the dryer. There is nothing to hold on to. We are we are the fear which we are having before change and after change, that middle period, that is the change management. So we are having fear in that part. That's why we are not very much open for change. Now this class agenda is organizational issues and change, the nature of the change and leading others through change. Now the adaptive, I think we can go on to this PPT after some time. We can start with the basic PPT first. This is afterwards we can. Yes. So organizational change and stress management. So forces, what are the forces for change? Why change happens? Because of what factors change happens in the organization. First, it is the nature of the workforce. Then because of the technology. Then because of the economic shocks and because of the competition. These are the four major reasons why change happens. First is the nature of workforce, then technology and computers, then economic shocks, and then competition. Because of these factors or because of these forces, change happens. Do you agree with me on these points? If technology is changing, definitely you have to adapt to the new technology. That's why change happens, number one. If your workforce is increasing, your employees are increasing, there are more cultural diversity you are bringing in more skillful employees, you are bringing in more young employees in the organization, more technocrats you are bringing, definitely they will come up with new ideas, new innovations. Definitely at that point change will also happen. Then there is the economic shock. Suppose there is a there is a lot of fluctuation in the stock markets. So at that point of time also you will have to adapt as per the change. That is also one of the reasons why change will happen. Again, when competition is there in the market, then you have lot of competitors there in the market. When lot of mergers and consolidations are going on in the market, there are a lot of shufflings going on everywhere. When your competitor brings in some new technology and they start giving the services and deliveries more faster than you, then also to survive in the market, you have to face the competition in the market, you have to come up with the new technologies also. So competition is also one of the factors. So these are the major factors why change happens within the organization. Then social trends. Social trends is also one of the factors. I mean, you are demonstrating your product on your website, you are demonstrating on your product on VizIQ. You are not VizIQ. You are demonstrating your product on Facebook. There are a lot of you are demonstrating your product on Amazon, Flipkart. So social trends also play a major role for change. Then the world politics. If some war happens, if some natural calamity occurs, say some earthquake comes or something happens, because of that there is the economic shifts are there, then economy goes down, and because of those reasons also change happens in the organization. So the major factors why changes are happening within the organization is, number one is the nature of workforce, then number two is technology and computers, number three economic shocks, number four competitions, number five social trends, and number six is the world politics. Because of these reasons the changes happens within the organization. Then managing planned change. How to manage planned change? Change means you have already have an existing thing, you want to do that thing in a different way. So that means change means making things different. Planned change means that activities that are intentional and goal oriented, that if you want to go from one level to another level, you have to plan the activities, You have to allocate the work. You have to decide that how many teammates are required, what are the resources, how many costing is there. You have to take approvals from your senior authorities. What the end result you will going to approve, what end result you will going to achieve after going through all these phases. So this is the planned stage. That means you are planning. Whenever you are planning, this is the planned thing. You want to reach from one point to another point. Now what are the steps involved in between? That is the planned part. This is what is meant by planned change here. When change agents, I mean the persons who is acting as a catalyst, who is responsible for change. Change agent means one who is responsible for carrying out the change. So change agent means one who is responsible for carrying out the change. That is the change agent. So persons who act as catalyst and assumes the responsibility for managing change activities. That is the change agent here. Now the goals of planned change: improving the ability of the organization to adapt to changes in its environment, changing the behavior of individuals and groups in the organization. So this is the goals of the planned change. That means you are changing the way the organization used to work. That means you are making changes within the environment. That is the goal of the planned change which is happening. Then also person has to, or the employee has to change his behavior, change his attitude and skills, while they'll start working on new things. So they have to be ready for that also. So these are the plans of the goal change. Okay, is it clear to all, everybody? Any questions, any doubts, anybody? Am I going at the right pace? I'm not going fast, I think. Did you? Okay. Socio-political changes also acts as, socio-political changes also acts as change agents. No, it is not true, because there is no point of socio-political means changes. Why? It is the why change is happening. It has nothing to do with the change agent. Change agent is the one who is responsible for making the change. He is there to make the change. So he has nothing to do with social. It is the company's call. If company is ready for that, if company feels that it is being affected by these 4-6 factors. If company feels that it is because of the nature of workforce, technology, economics, competition, social trends, war, politics. If company feels these factors are there because of which they are not able to rise or move ahead, definitely they will go for a change management. They'll go for a change management. They'll hire somebody from outside, or they will allocate this particular job to somebody in their organization. So that is the one who is responsible for the change, is the catalyst of the change agent. So socio-political changes also act as change agent. I don't think so. You are relating two different things together. Okay, Jiju? So what are the resistance to change? Forms of resistance to change is voicing complaints, engaging in job actions. Why there is a resistance to change? Because people don't want to learn new technology. People are very much in their comfortable zone. They don't want to come out of their comfort. They don't want to get uneasy. They don't want to learn new things. They are just happy with whatever they are doing. That is one of the reasons for resistance to change. Then also they feel that if new technology will come, since I am not very much capable enough to learn that new technology, so my loyalty will go down. I'll make lot of mistakes. Lot of mistakes can be done by me, or my motivational factor will go down, and it also increases absenteeism within the company. So these are the fear factors within the employees, because they don't want to adapt to the change. So that is also one of the reasons for resistance to change. So, number one, they'll start complaining, they'll start talking, they'll start doing gossiping within the organization. Number two, their loyalty will go down, they'll go absent, they'll not go to the organization, they'll start making lot of error mistakes. So these are the reasons for resistance to change. Now, sources of individual resistance to change is what are the things which individually resist to changes? Number one is the economic factors. Number two, fear of the unknown. Number three, their habit. Number four, their security. Number five, their selective information processing. So these are the 5 reasons why source of individual resistance to change. Now, what are from organizational perspective, what are the resistance for change? Why organizations also don't want to change? First is the structural inertia, then limited focus of change, group inertia, threat to expertise, threat to establish power relationships, threat to establish resource allocation. So from organizational perspective, organizational also they want to avoid change. They don't want to go into the change process because they have to spend a lot of money on that. They have to spend a lot of money on new resources. They have to expertise new people. They have to develop new relationships with the other company through which they are going for a change. So all these factors are there, which also acts as a resistance from organization's perspective to change. Now, how we can overcome this change? How we can overcome this resistance to change? Number one, education and communication. Number two, participation. Number three, facilitation and support. Number four, negotiation. Number five, manipulation and co-optation. Number six, selecting people who accept change. And number seven is coercion. So these are some of the reasons or some of the tactics which we can employ while dealing with the change. Okay, Rashid is asking why through negotiation we can accept the change. I mean, negotiation is something which is related to the financial part. Suppose I want to bring in new technology from the market because that particular technology will give me services more faster as compared to my present technology. What I'll do is I'll approach to 4 or 5 companies for that particular technology. Out of those 5 technologies, suppose I get one technology which is the one I am looking for, and the price of that particular technology is around say 1 lakh Indian rupees or 2 lakh Indian rupees costlier than the one which I am using presently. So what I'll do is I'll try to negotiate with the company from whom I am buying that particular technology. So I'll keep on negotiating with him so that okay boss, please you can give me this particular technology on my cost so that I can justify in my company that this technology is helpful for me and I am getting this technology at the same price which I am at the same price of the technology which I am using right now in my company. So that is the negotiation part. So that is also one of the concerns. I mean, lot of companies also don't want to go for a change because if they can implement the change, they have to spend lot of money on that particular technology or that particular business source which they are bringing in, or the new business idea which they want to implement in the company. So costing is also one of the very major concerns. So costing and concerns can be taken care of by the negotiation. So we have in every company they have a procurement team. Now it's the responsibility of the procurement team. They have a group of technical people and a group of business people who also have market knowledge also, and they'll go for negotiations with the company from which they are purchasing their product and for settling the issues, because a lot of factors are there because of the technology gets costlier because of the inflation goes high, or say licensing cost is very high. You have to keep on renewing the licenses of the product which you are purchasing. That is also one of the reasons. So for that, negotiation plays a vital part. Now, negotiations cannot be handled by everybody. Negotiations can be handled by those persons or those employees who are having an expertise of handling the negotiation. So that part is basically taken care of by the procurement team. So that is why negotiation will also helps in overcoming the resistance to change. When we talk of negotiation, we are talking of the financial part which we have to spend while bringing in the new business idea or new technology. Okay, Rashid, you got my point, what I want to say to negotiation? So we want cooperate with the employee resistance to negotiation. How can we do through market negotiation? No, negotiation has nothing to do with the employee resistance. I mean, when we talk of negotiation, negotiation is we are not talking of the negotiation for employee resistance. We are talking negotiations from organizational resistance point of view. Number one, you have to understand things. When we talk of negotiations, we are basically why change is happening. I mean, we should give something to employee to overcome resistance. I mean, we should give something to employee to overcome resistance. Yes, definitely, we will train the employees. How we can? You tell me, Rashid. How we can? What we should give something to the employees to overcome resistance? According to you, what we should give employees? How we can? If you have seen that, yes, increment is also one of the parts. Increment is there. That is one of the options. But suppose in nowadays technology is changing very fast. Every 6 months or in a year, technology is changing. So how increment will not help out, because suppose if every 6 months you are bringing in new technology, so every 6 months you will be giving increment to your employees. Would it be possible? No, it would not be possible. So you have to give them increment. You have to give them proper education. You have to involve them in business decision makings. You have to involve them in decision makings, because when you involve them in decision makings, they will come to know that yes, there is a need that we should go for a change. Unless and until there is a transparency in the system, unless and until you start involving your subordinates or junior members into the decision making process, they will not be aware about the change part. You have to give them education, you have to give them good salary, you have to involve them in decision making processes also, and you have to be transparent with them. Okay, you got my point, Rashid? Okay, now moving ahead. So the politics to change, what are the politics which will happen when change is going to take place? Impetus for change is likely to come from outside change agents. Internal change agents are most threatened by the loss of status in the organization. Long-time power holders tend to implement only incremental change. The outcomes of power struggles in the organization will determine the speed and quality of change. Now these are the reasons what will happen. These are the politics which will going to happen when we talk of the change within the organization. Okay? Just skip this part. Now organizational development. A collection of planned interventions built on humanistic democratic values that seeks to improve organizational effectiveness and employee well-being. That is the organizational developmental values. Respect for people, trust and support, power equalization, confrontation and participation. Now, what are the organizational development techniques? Training groups, T groups that seek to change behavior through unstructured group interaction provides increased awareness of others and self, increases empathy with others, improves listening skills, greater openness and increased tolerance for others. I think we just stop here for at least 2-minute break, and then we can start probably. Okay? Shall I play a video for you for 2 minutes? Okay.
Modern organizations face constantly varying market conditions, customer demands, technologies, input costs, and competition. They must adapt to these shifting forces to avoid being eaten up. Change management is managing the impact that these crucial adaptations can have on an organization's people. 4 typical responses to change are the critic who opposes the change, the victim who panics, the bystander who ignores the change, and the navigator who's empowered to work with changing circumstances. The challenge for managers is to help people become navigators. Here's some things that we know that help this happen. Number 1, communicate the threat of not changing. Number 2, where possible, involve your team in decision making. Number 3, minimize uncertainty. Number 4, celebrate successes in moving towards the goal. Number 5, keep explaining why we're changing. Remember that when there's an information vacuum, people often assume that managers are plotting terrible things. So number 6, be as transparent as possible. To summarize, organizations must continually adapt in order to survive. To create change navigators, communicate the threat, involve your team, minimize uncertainty, celebrate positive shifts, and be as transparent as possible.
One very good video for you that is not related to today's class. So I want to play that video. It's a very good motivational video. I think some of you have also listened, some of you have also seen this video as well. So shall I play that video, the new one? Okay, just watch this video which I am playing right now.
I have no have no arms and no legs, but I'm very thankful that I have my little chicken drumstick here. I wasn't ready. I have no arms and no legs, but I'm very thankful that I have my little chicken drumstick here. People freak out when they see me for the first time. It's so cool. I was at a water slide all by myself. Everyone obviously at the bottom of the slide is looking up and waiting for other people to come down, and here I come and they're freaking out. They're like, you know, like this. And I was so tempted to look at myself and go, what happened? You know? And there were times where I sort of looked at my life and thinking, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And you keep on concentrating on the things that you wish you had or the things that you wish you didn't have. And you sort of forget what you do have. And there's no point, I believe, in my life where I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, because wishing won't help. But what I've seen in life are just a couple key principles, and the first thing that I've seen is to be thankful. It's hard to be thankful, man. I tell you, when I was 8 years old, I sort of summed up my life and thought, I'm never going to get married. I'm not going to have a job. I'm not going to have a life of purpose. What kind of a husband am I going to be if I can't even hold my wife's hand? It's a lie to think that you're not good enough. It's a lie to think that you're not worth anything. Oh boy. Woo! It's freezing, I can't feel my hands. I love life. You know, so many people come and say, how come you smile so much? And I'm like, well, it's a long story. But it's very simple at the same time. You see, it's very hard to smile sometimes in life. There are things that happen that you don't know and you don't understand, and you don't know if you're going to get through it. You know, you go through your storms in life and you don't know how long this storm's going to be. And today I want to share with you some principles that I've learned in my life that you can use in yours. Being patient is beautiful. I tell you, it's the hardest thing. But I realize I may not have hands to hold my wife's hand, but when the time comes, I'll be able to hold her heart. I don't need hands to hold her heart. You know, it is scary to know how many girls have eating disorders. It is scary to know how many people are just angry at life because of their situation at home and angry at others. It's scary to know how many people actually feel like they're worth nothing. Every single girl right here, right now, I want you to know that you are beautiful. You are gorgeous just the way you are. And you boys, you're the man. On this DVD, I share my experiences in life of how I've overcome challenges and seen a new, fresh perspective in life. To be thankful, to dream big, and to never give up. I speak to children, youth, and adults about key issues and principles that I've applied in my life that has given me the strength to conquer all that comes before me.
Okay, so how was the video? So have anybody seen this video before? Okay, great. Okay. So you can also come up with the videos. If you have some good videos, motivational videos, you can come and share the link with me so that I can share it with the class, so that everybody else can also see the video. Okay. Now coming back onto the class. Technology in the workplace. Continuous improvement process. Good is not good enough. Focus is on constantly reducing the variability in the organizational processes to produce more uniform products and services. Lower cost and raises quality, increases customer satisfaction, organizational impact, additional stress on employees to constantly excel, requires constant change in organization. So technology is something which keeps on changing. Something new is coming. So you have to keep on upgrading your technology. Keep on updating your technology so as to continuously improve the business process. That is what is meant in this particular slide. Then process re-engineering. Starting all over, rethinking and redesigning organizational processes to produce more uniform products and services. That is also one of the concerns. That process re-engineering also is required from time to time. That means you have to restructure, redesign your product. You have to redesign your business process again as per the need and requirement by the customer or as per the need and requirement of the market. So in that part, technology helps you a lot. So contemporary change issues for today's managers, stimulating innovation, a new idea applied to initiating or improving a product, process or service. What are the sources of innovation? Structural variables, organic structures, long tenured management, slack resources, inter-unit communication, organizations, culture and human resources. Then what are the contemporary change issues for today's managers? Stimulating innovation. Individuals who take an innovation and actively and enthusiastically promote the idea, build support, overcome resistance and ensure that the idea is implemented. Then creating a learning organization. An organization that has developed the continuous capacity to adapt and change. So if you have a learning team, if you have a learning management system in your company, you are continuously sharing and upgrading the knowledge of the employees within the organization. So that is why when you join any company, they'll give you that user ID and password. Through that you can go into the learning management system profile where all the policies are there, all the documentation are there related to the business, related to the policies, related to the related to the technologies. So they have all list of documents. You can go and just upgrade your knowledge from there. So through that you are creating a transparency and learning culture within your organization. So that will help you in the change management process. Then creating a learning organization. So managing learning helps in establishing a strategy. Managing learning helps in redesigning the organization structure, and managing learning reshape the organization's culture. Then mastering change. It's culture bound. Now work stress and its management. A dynamic condition in which an individual is confronted with an opportunity, constraint or demand related to what he or she desires and for which the outcome is perceived to be both uncertain and important. That is the stress part. Then demands, the loss of something desired. Then resources, things within an individual's control that can be used to cope with demands. Just skip this part. Now, what are the potential resources of stress? Why stress happens? Because of the environmental factors. Economic uncertainties of the business cycle, political uncertainties of political systems, technological uncertainties of technical innovations, terrorism and threats to physical safety and security. Okay, just one personal thing I want to know from each and every one of you in the class today, that I want to just know that out of you people, who are the students and who are the working professionals? Can you just write down in the chat box? I want to know that who are a student here in the class and who are the working professionals and what is their designations. Just write down your working profile with your designations, and if you are a student, just write simply a student. I just want to have an idea that great. What about others? Giju, what is mean by FC? Okay, financial controller, great. Mr. Monachim, you have not written something. Okay. Okay, great. Good to know that most of you are working. So I think you have a lot of good, wonderful experiences in the company. So all of you are associated working in an UAE. Okay, Renin says he's working in an Apple firm. Renin, you are talking about Mr. Monachin. Okay, great. So Apple means you are talking about the Apple from which we used to purchase that laptops and that devices, that electronic devices. That is the Apple company you are talking about. Mobiles, yes. Okay. Okay, great. Great. Thank you for the information. Thank you. Yes. Now coming back to the class, we are talking about the potential sources of stress. One is the environmental factors, economic uncertainties of business cycle, political uncertainties of political systems, technological uncertainties of technical innovations, terrorism and threats to physical safety and security, organizational factors, task demands related to the job, role demands of functioning in an organization, interpersonal demands created by other employees. So these are the potential sources of stress. Then moving ahead, potential sources. Just it is a repetitive things. What are the consequences of stress? Like most of the time in organizations, if there is some mishappening going on, or if the project is very complicated, very lengthy, you have to spend a lot of time in the company, then you have your stress level will increase. Now what types of stress are there because of the consequences? One is the physiological systems, then is the psychological systems, and then is the behavioral systems through which stress happens. Just a second. I'll be extending the class by 10 minutes. Then going ahead, managing stress, individual approaches, implementing time management, increasing physical exercise, relaxation training, expanding social support network. That is how we can manage stress. So that's why in most of the companies nowadays, they have a games room, they have a playing room, they have a good cafeteria. So that these are all stress managing exercises or stress managing work which you can do with the job. So that brings us to the end of this particular slide. Any questions, anybody till now? Any doubts, anybody want to ask something? Okay. I think we can stop here. We have done a lot of things today. I am also feeling a little bit bored today. Teaching the same things again and again. So shall we stop now? Okay, thank you all for your time. Hope you have enjoyed today's class. One more help I required from you people. Sir, how can I get my missed classes? You can do one thing, Gigi, you can just drop a mail to coordinator@lmsrc.com. You just drop a mail to him. They'll share you the classes video with you, the recorded lectures. One more thing I would like to tell you, all the working professionals in the class today, just share your email ID with me. I want to have your personal email IDs. Whoever are the working professionals today in the class, I just want to have your personal email ID. If you feel like, you can just share it on the chat box. Okay. The only working professionals email ID. Okay. 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 Also, if you have Skype IDs, also just you can give it to me. If you have Skype IDs, if you use Skype software, you can share your Skype IDs also. Skype IDs also, if you do have, you can share it with me. Okay, great. So thank you all. I'll be sending you some mail on your email IDs. Just go through that mails and revert me back on that mail. That's a personal mail. That is nothing to do with the nothing to do with this particular teaching part. Mr. Monachen, are you there in the class today? Mr. Monachen? Okay, then thank you all and take care. Bye bye. Just do give your feedbacks after the class.